As a collective, why is it that most of us only remember Target going back to like the early 2000s? End of the 80s, they had already expanded coast to coast, about 400 stores, so it wasn't a location situation. I will say Kmart is the reason why we don't really remember it, because Kmart was pretty popular back in the 90s. But the actual reason why we only remember them going back to the early 2000s is because of branding. They really leaned into their branding with this bullseye symbol, as well as utilizing this dog in a lot of their advertisements and collateral, and so you kind of have that ingrained in your memory, including store design, which got a facelift in the early 2000s as well. Then they introduced this major long-term partnership with Isaac Mizrahi. Around this time is when I have like a concrete memory of being a diehard fan of Target. I became a fan of Target not only for this line. Experience was different. The experience was very different from Kmart and Walmart. It was more expensive, but pleasurable, if that makes sense. So I forgot the most important thing about that late 90s to early 2000s is when they actually started including Starbucks in their locations, which is another reason why the experience really changed. You have Starbucks and Target. Branding that they are using is ingrained in our brains, and we really start to enjoy the experience at Target, not necessarily go to them for the discounts, for the better deals. And that's what set them apart from their competitors. And as far as we know, we only remember that experience, what I just mentioned, as well as the shopping carts. Remember that in the early 2000s. We don't remember that beyond that. Once Target figured out what made them great, they just leaned into that even more. Can't be mad at that.